5 things that are not totally true here in Cambodia. If you're thinking about moving to Southeast Asia, Cambodia usually isn't your first choice. It's always like Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, or if you're really on the ball, Malaysia. And I think some of the reasons behind that is that people think that this is a poor country, really poor, dangerous, stuck in the past. In some ways, yes, but in a lot of ways, no. We'll talk about that. But if you really come here, you'll start to see it is different. It's changing fast. But the old traditions are kind of blending in with new opportunities. So I'll talk about the biggest half truths or whatever right now. Number one, it's unsafe. I hear this all the time in the comments and other people talking about it. Yeah, it has its past, but that was, decades ago, and it's changed. And a lot of the things that some people see about Cambodia is old news or YouTubers that are giving Cambodia a bad name for whatever reason, but that was the past. Now is now. Okay. It's very peaceful here. Crime is like petty crime. It's like anywhere in any downtown home country, downtown big city, right? You're gonna have your pickpockets, bag snatchers, phone snatchers. It's the same. Like I said, like almost any downtown USA or wherever. I'm from USA, so I can talk about USA there. But most expats that I know, including myself, will say it's safer than some places I've been in the United States. A lot of places I've been in the United States. You just got to use common sense, just like anywhere else. Okay. Number 2, it's like the Wild West. All old, nothing new. It's all run down. But you'll be shocked. Yeah, you go out of town into the villages, and you're stepping back 100 years. But it's a simple, peaceful, quiet life. Some people like that, and that's where most of the Cambodian people live. But in the big cities, of course, most of us want the comforts of a big city, like Phnom Penh, Siem Reap, Battambang. They have rooftop bars, fancy hotels, modern coffee shops. We even have Starbucks. International schools, fast food delivery, all the stuff that you may want is in the large cities. Now, Cambodia, to me, it has charm, but don't mistake charm for a lack of progress, because that's just not the way it is, I feel, in my opinion. Number 3, it's dirt cheap to live here. Well, yes and no again. It really all depends on your wants, needs, and desires. If you want to live locally, or like a local, eat local, you can get a lunch for $2. It's pretty cheap. Shop at the wet markets. Once you get to know your way around the wet markets and the vendors start to get to know you, you may learn a little bit of Khmer and understand the prices. You can save a lot of money living like that, and rent modestly. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But if you rent an older place, a Khmer style apartment or whatever, it's going to be tons cheaper. It all kinds of boils down to, like I said, your wants, needs, and desires, but it also boils down to form over function, or is it function over form that you're looking for? You think about that one now. Did I screw you guys up? Now, like a new modern apartment, yeah, it's going to be a lot spendier. If you want the place with a pool and a gym, elevator, big balcony overlooking the river, maid service. I mean, all those kind of luxuries. It's going to cost you. I did have a place kind of like that. It didn't have the gym, but I kind of downsized. But that's just me. I'm really happy with my place over there. And if you dine out a lot, like at fancy restaurants, oh, that's going to be ching ching after a while. It's going to add up. And it doesn't even have to be a fancy restaurant. Like there's some places in town that a lot of people like. They got the best burgers in town. You could pay, $8-9 for a burger and fries, at these places, but not all of them are like that. There's plenty of them that are not as fancy or whatever. That you can get a good deal on burger and fries, and sometimes even a free beverage of your choice for like $4. So it's all up to you what your wants, needs, and do. I said that already. Some people can live $800 or cheaper a month, and some people they just absolutely have to have $2,000 or more. So it's not automatically cheap, it's as affordable as you make it, So I'll think about that one too. Number 4, healthcare is very poor here. I'm not talking about health insurance. I won't talk about health insurance too often because it's different for everybody, and you just can't cover it in a video. You have to be a health insurance sales guy or something. But out in the village, it's going to be what we'd consider very poor. They do have their clinics, and they'd be able to take care of minor things. You get cut, need stitches, you break an arm or a leg, or you get very sick with a cold or a flu or something like that. They can take care of you there, no problem. But if it's a little bit more in depth, you'd have to go to one of the largest towns, Phnom Penh, here, Siem Reap, Battambang, wherever, to get to the like international hospitals, the bigger hospitals that'll take care of a lot of the other things that you may have. So they're pretty good. I've been to a couple of hospitals here, and I have no issues with them. They have Western-trained doctors, a lot of English-speaking staff, and beautiful service. I never felt so comfortable in a hospital in my life, except for here in Cambodia, Siem Reap. The pharmacies are well stocked, and lots of times if they don't have it, they can order it and get it within 2 or 3 days. I got a video on that too somewhere there. And but like the major things, if you need a major surgery or whatever, maybe long-term care, or I don't know, whatever, the big things. You'd have to fly over to Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh City, which is like an hour flight, either way. Number 5, just showing up and starting to work. Yeah, I'm gonna get a job here. So, visas are easy to get. I think they're too easy, and you might think that, because it was so easy, it's easy here. I could just start working or volunteer. A lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this. Like on a EO visa, which is what they consider their retirement visa, you can't even volunteer regularly at a business or whatever, and you just can't start working. You can't work on a retirement visa either. And if you do come in for looking for a job, it's not like you're going to come here and look for a job at the 7-Eleven or whatever. If a Khmer can do the job, you're not going to get that job. If you have a specialty, yes, such as like teaching English, you're a doctor or something, or just even a chef. You can still get a job, but you need to get the right visa and a work permit. And there's some paperwork involved in that. I mean, don't come over here under a tourist visa and wanting to look for a teaching job, let's say, for example. You can't change a tourist visa into a working visa, so you'd have to do a border run and come back and do all the paperwork. And lots of times you need paperwork from the company that's going to hire you. So it's not that easy. So, but you got to do your due diligence and do your research very carefully to just avoid trouble and problems that you might have and frustrations and all that. A good thing about that is a company that will hire you and they really want you, they will help you, with that paperwork and stuff. So just keep that in mind. And as always, if you're still here, thank you. You're my #1 fans, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.